Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Lucy.
And I'm Brian. Thanks for joining us again.
Today we're taking you to one of the most fascinating countries in the world, Japan.
Yes, and we'll be focusing mainly on Tokyo, plus a nearby getaway spot, Hakone.
So in this episode, we'll talk about culture, food, attractions, hotels, and travel tips.
And hopefully you'll feel like you've traveled there with us by the end of this episode.
Exactly.
So, Lucy, before we even get into Tokyo, I have to ask, how many times have you actually been to Japan?
I think 3 times.
3? Okay, so you're basically a local now.
Not quite, but I do have my favorite ramen shops.
Of course you do. Okay, when was the last time you went?
Earlier this year, spring.
Let me guess. Cherry blossoms?
Obviously. It's popular for a reason. It's beautiful. Brian, what about you? Have you been to Japan?
Yeah, but only once.
Only once? That's not enough.
I know. I feel judged already.
You should be.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Brian. Who did you go with?
I went with a friend. We planned everything ourselves.
That sounds stressful.
It was, but also fun. Mostly stressful.
That's very honest.
All right, same question. What was your first impression when you arrived in Tokyo?
Honestly, I was a bit overwhelmed, but in a good way.
Same. It's like, everything is happening at once.
Yes, but somehow it still feels organized.
That's the crazy part. In most cities, that level of busy would be chaos. But in Tokyo, it just works.
Usually, I take the train from the airport.
Let me guess. On time?
Of course. Exactly. On time. Japan trains don't do late. If it's late by 1 minute, it's probably a national crisis.
Somewhere, someone is apologizing very seriously.
But honestly, the train was amazing. Clean, quiet, super smooth.
And no one talking loudly.
Yes, that surprised me.
In Japan, everyone is so respectful. It makes the whole experience more relaxing. Even when it's crowded, it doesn't feel stressful.
That's such a good way to describe Tokyo. Busy, but calm.
By the way, did you ever get lost?
Of course, it's Tokyo.
Same. I got lost. Multiple times.
But somehow, it's not that frustrating. Because everything is so well organized, you eventually figure it out. And I always felt safe.
Same here.
Even late at night, walking around alone, it felt very comfortable.
That's something I really appreciated.
Overall, I think my first impression was just, wow, this place is different.
Yeah, and in a really good way.
It makes you curious to explore more.
And eat more.
Mostly eat.
Let's be honest, that's the main goal.
Japan has a very unique culture, shaped by a long history. Unlike many countries, Japan was relatively isolated for centuries.
Especially during the Edo period, when the country limited foreign contact. That helped preserve its traditions.
And today, you can really see the balance between tradition and modern life. For example, you'll see temples and shrines right next to modern buildings.
And cultural values like respect, politeness, and discipline are very important. Even small things like how people queue or behave in public reflect that.
Exactly. Let's talk about food. Because Japan is a dream for food lovers.
Absolutely. Japanese food is not just delicious, it's also very refined.
What's your favorite?
Sushi, definitely.
Fresh sushi in Japan is on another level.
And ramen.
Yes, every region has its own style of ramen. I also love tempura. Light, crispy, not too oily.
And don't forget tonkatsu. Lovely deep-fried crispy pork chop. I can't forget the taste, Lucy. One thing I really love about Japan is how authentic the food experience feels.
Yes, it's not just about the food. It's about the whole atmosphere. Even small local restaurants feel special. And one place that really stands out is the izakaya.
Ah yes, the famous Japanese izakaya.
For those who don't know, it's a spot to grab a drink, settle in, and get comfortable. It's kind of like a casual Japanese bar where people go after work.
Yeah, I'd say it's quite similar to pub culture in the UK. People go there to relax, drink, eat, and spend time with friends or co-workers. It's less about getting drunk and more about socializing.
And sharing food.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts. You don't just order one dish, you order many small dishes to share, like grilled skewers, fried chicken, small plates, and everything pairs really well with drinks.
I remember walking into an izakaya. It was full of people talking, laughing. Such a lively atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it feels very local and authentic. And the atmosphere is amazing.
And the food there is amazing, even though it's very casual.
Sometimes, the more casual the place, the better the food.
So true.
Another dish that surprised me was Japanese curry.
Oh yes, it's very different from other types of curry.
Yeah, it's thicker, slightly sweet, and not too spicy. It's like comfort food in Japan.
Exactly. You'll see it everywhere. Restaurants, homes, even convenience stores. And it usually comes with rice and maybe fried pork cutlet. It is super delicious. And I think what makes Japanese food special is the attention to detail.
Oh yes, even simple dishes are carefully prepared. Presentation matters a lot. And food always looks beautiful.
Also, I have to mention convenience store food again.
Lucy, you really love convenience stores, don't you?
I do, Brian, because in Japan, they're actually good.
That's true. It's not just emergency food. It's like, I actually want to eat this food. I think most people who've been to Japan feel the same way. Convenience stores are a must-go place.
Apart from the food, which is already a big reason to go, actually, Tokyo has so many interesting areas to explore.
Yeah, I mean, food alone is enough for you. But alright, where did you actually go?
Okay, let's start with Shibuya.
Ah, the famous crossing.
Oh yes, it's even more impressive in real life.
Did you do the stand in the middle and take a photo thing?
Maybe.
Of course you did.
But honestly, when the lights change and people start crossing from all directions, it's kind of amazing.
It's like organized chaos again. Alright, what else?
I also went to Asakusa.
That's more traditional, right?
Yes, completely different vibe. There's a famous temple there, and the streets around it are full of small shops. It's kind of from modern chaos to traditional calm, and I love that contrast. It's what makes Tokyo so interesting.
Yeah. Did you go anywhere more quiet?
I went to Meiji Shrine as well.
Oh yeah, that place is surrounded by a forest, right?
Yes, you walk through this peaceful path and suddenly you forget you're in a big city.
Yes, that's what I find fascinating about Tokyo. You're in a huge city, but you can still find quiet spaces. Any place for shopping?
Of course. Harajuku.
That's very you.
Excuse me? But yes, Harajuku is fun. Lots of unique fashion, young people, and interesting shops.
What about nightlife?
I went to Shinjuku.
Let me guess. Bright lights everywhere?
Exactly. Neon lights, busy streets, tons of restaurants and bars.
So, overall, which area did you like the most?
That's hard. But I think Asakusa really stood out.
Because of the traditional atmosphere?
Yes, it feels more cultural and slower paced. What about you? Where did you go when you visited?
I went to some of the same places, but I also explored smaller neighborhoods.
Oh, really? Trying to be different? That's the thing about Tokyo. You can visit the famous spots, but there's always more to discover.
Exactly. Every area has its own personality, and that's why you never get bored. Unless you run out of money. Or space in your stomach.
Brian, if you want a break from the city, it's just a short trip from Tokyo. Hakone is perfect.
Oh, famous for hot springs, onsen. Amazing views of Mount Fuji there. It's peaceful, relaxing, and very scenic.
Absolutely, Brian. Let's talk about the weather.
All right. Japan has 4 distinct seasons. Spring is famous for cherry blossoms. Autumn has beautiful red leaves. Summers can be hot and humid. And winter is cold but less crowded. Anything to add?
Wow, not anymore. Now I feel underprepared. All right, let's move on to hotels in Japan. Accommodation in Japan is very interesting. You can stay in modern hotels or traditional ryokan. And ryokan gives you a real cultural experience.
Sleeping on tatami mats, wearing yukata, and enjoying traditional meals. Lucy, did you actually stay in one?
Oh yes, I did. And honestly, it was such a special experience.
Lucy, transportation in Japan is excellent. Trains are fast, clean, and always on time. The Shinkansen is an experience itself.
Absolutely. And it's very easy to travel between cities.
Lucy, what kind of transportation did you usually use?
Mostly trains. They're really convenient and always on time.
Was it easy to use?
Honestly, at first a bit confusing, but once you get used to it, it's very simple.
Same here.
Brian, when do you think you'll travel again?
I don't have any plans just yet. What about you? Would you explore other cities in Japan?
Absolutely. There's still so much to see. Oh, wait, I just remembered something very important.
What is it? This sounds serious.
I have to say, udon in Japan is on another level.
Lucy, very you. Still thinking about food?
Of course. But seriously, udon in Japan is just different. You really can't get the same taste outside Japan.
Yeah, I completely agree.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a like.
If you like our channel, don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks so much for listening.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.